Hi everyone, I'm Erin, Program Manager with This Is My Brave, and I am here today with Maryalyce Evans, and she is a part of our Hampton Roads 2020 cast. Maryalyce, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Maryalyce Evans, and I have been a mental health counselor for Chesterfield County for the past almost 20 years. Before that, I had a diagnosis of bipolar. I had done some, let's say, not so good things, and my life was upside down for many years, for 10 years, and I always worked, but I worked when I was good, I was real good, but when I was bad, I was really bad. But they kept me, and so I'm real thankful for the company that kept me for so long. I graduated from Loyola University at the age of 52 years old, and from there on, that's where I became a counselor for Chesterfield Mental Health. So that's a little bit about me.
Nice.
I have dogs.
Okay.
And I have a new husband.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Hey, Maryalyce, what made you come out for this show? Why did you want to do This Is My Brave?
Well, when I first met one of the presenters, she came to me and talked to me about This Is My Brave, and I'm going, I don't know what this is, kind of attitude. And she said, well, there's an interview coming up. Would you like to do the interview? And I said, sure. It was in Norfolk, and I went, and I really still didn't know what This Is My Brave was. It was like, she said, I got it, and I'm like, got what? But the more I found out about it, the more I knew this was the right place for me, because I want to offer hope to people that have been through mental illness of some sort, and that there is recovery. And I am proof that there is recovery.
Wow. So tell me what it was like to audition then when you came out and saw everybody there.
Well, when I auditioned, there was several people in the lobby, and they came out and they weren't very happy, and I'm going, uh-oh, where am I? Plus, they were so young, and that kind of worried me a little bit, because I would be the oldest there. But when I first met the whole cast, I thought, this is a good thing. I can experience my experiences, tell them about my experiences, and help them if they had any issues. And so there was a time that was needed. I do some grief counseling, and so that was helpful.
Yeah. So you did get a chance to meet the cast.
I did.
Yeah.
It was a unique experience, and I didn't meet all of them. I just met the ones that showed up.
Right, right. But then, of course, COVID-19 hit the world and everything stopped. And so what was it like to have the experience of, you were probably building up some excitement about getting on stage, and then all of that was taken away. Tell me what that was like.
Two things. The first one was I had prompted I have three brothers and no sisters, and they're all two are older. One is younger, two are younger, one is older. And I thought, well, I would invite them, and they all said okay. And so I was really excited, because they've never heard me either speak or talk in public. And so when the COVID-19 came along, my one brother called me and he said, boy, did I get a relief. So I was disappointed on one hand, but God always has a plan B, and that's what we were going to work on, plan B. So it didn't bother me that much.
So you mentioned earlier about your experience, that you've lived with a mental health challenge for a long time, and so what has it been like during COVID?
All right. There is a plan called WRAP, Wellness Recovery Action Plan, and I have been the first facilitator in the state of Virginia in 2003. So I have graduated a lot of people from WRAP. To put that in my own perspective, in my own life, if something was not right, or I didn't feel good, or I was getting depressed because I was staying in the house, or my husband had some health issues, and I started using my WRAP plan. I started using my toolbox. I would go out, on my toolbox it says, do some things outdoors. Well, I actually started my first garden.
Oh.
I never had a garden before, and so I planted like 3 plants, three squashes, 3 tomatoes, and 3 cucumbers, and I babied them. So that was something new, and that was in my plan. So I started putting some things in perspective of what I had already known. One of the things also is an early warning sign. I have to be careful of not of getting up and making the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that every day.
So that's one of the things you do as a self-care.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, I think I've heard of rap before, but I don't know that I've ever explored it. I didn't realize it did all that what you just described. That sounds wonderful.
Well, you have a daily maintenance, you have a
Mhm.
toolbox,
Mhm.
you have your triggers, you have your early warning signs, and then it's okay to get sick if you go for help and regroup again.
Okay.
And so you have a post plan of if something happens, this is what I'm going to do.
Wow. So is that what the P is?
Yes.
Okay, can you say the letters again? Like what they stand?
WRAP.
And they
is
stand for?
Wellness Recovery Action Plan.
Okay.
And I also designed myself in my own book. It's called a daily inventory of where I am daily. Am I happy? Or 1 to 10? How am I happy? How am I depressed? How am I spiritual life? How is my I have like 10 things that you judge 1 to 10, and then you write a journal on the same page. So I did that for myself when I was in crisis.
And that's helped you as you've gone through COVID.
Definitely.
Okay, well that's fascinating. I love that. Thanks for sharing that resource. And then you have a book
I
that
do
focuses
have a book.
on that?
Yellow is the international color for hope.
Yeah,
Yellow.
I see you, all yellow.
So yellow. So my book is called Walking in Hope, Living in Grace.
Mm.
And it tells about the bad things. I lost 4 babies at birth. It tells about the divorces that I went through, the jobs that I was put back, or lost my job at the company, but still had a job.
Mhm.
So it tells about those things, but then there's a piece in there about a spiritual experience, and then it's going to grace, and that's where I live now.
Wow.
So.
Maryalyce, it sounds like you have a lot to share. So tell me what it's going to be like to tell your story. I know it's going to be a different format. It's not on stage, but certainly we'll capture it and we'll share it with the world. So what do you hope for people to take away from what you share with us on our stage?
Hope is recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Hope is a place where I live, like I said. Now, what I will share is the things the things that I couldn't cope with when I didn't have any skills or didn't have any faith. I didn't have any hope, and my parents were ready. This was in 1981, so this is a long time ago. My parents were just ready to find a place for me to put me because they didn't know what was going to come next.
Mm-hmm.
The bipolar was like erratic, and so I had to find a way to help myself, and that's. I hope that people know that things really can get bad in your life, but they can also, you can be in a state of recovery. Now, I still do the recovery skills.
Mm-hmm.
I still work on myself. It's not ending today or tomorrow. It's something that you learn to live with. But the space between crisis and hospitalization, and then hospitalization and getting better, gets longer and longer the more you know. My motto is the more you know, the more you know, the more you know. My motto that I live by is hope. Help yourself first, overcome your barriers, prevent your pain, and educate yourself. So that's my motto. That's what I know works for me, and I think it could work for others.
Wow. Maryalyce, it has been really nice talking to you, and this has been very informative. So I hope that others have learned as much as I have today here with you. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, and we really do look forward to hearing your story on our stage, which will take place October 25th. So we'll see you there.
Okay, October 25th, I'm ready.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.